special invitee for this today's function. Then we have with us member Advocate Regita Rajan, who is also the member of Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum, Podori. Also we have with us Director of Bal Bhavan, Shri Lakshmidas, we have Shri Dayan Saudikar. Also we have the Account Officer Lakshmidas Manekar. I request Mr. Manekar to please come up on stage. Also I request the Program Officer Shri Shashikant Punaji to kindly take his... Shashikant Punaji, please. It's an honor for you to be in front of all the ladies. Yes, I think it's his decision. So, and we have with us the President of All India Lawyers Union, Advocate Victor Savi-Bragans. I request him also to kindly take his seat on the stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is said, females are the most beautiful, gorgeous creatures in the world. And I think that we are gorgeous, no matter what size we are. This is why it was on the lighter note, but madam, everyone, the size doesn't matter. The thing, what we are doing, how we are doing, that is more important in the society. Now, let's welcome this lovely guest and the dignitaries with flowers. I request Ujjwala Halankar to kindly present the memento and the flower to our special invitee, Madam Bela Naik. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our special invitee who have made possible for today's function. I request Trupti Kaurekar to kindly present the flower and the memento to Advocate Regita Rajan, who is a member of Consumer Forum, Podori. I request Regita Rajan to please kindly stand. And this all are the staffs of Bal Bhavan. So it's indeed a great honor for everyone. Now I request Ashwini Nayak to kindly present this token of love and appreciation to Director of Bal Bhavan, Shri Saudikar. Yes. And I request Santoshi Kalamurkar to kindly present the flower and the moment to our President of All India Lawyers Union, Goa Unit, Advocate Shri Victor Savi-Bragans. I request Kavita Gowda to present the flower to the Account Officer Shri Lakshmidas Manekar. Thank you, one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to hear from us. These are small things, but it means a lot. Legal Services Authority, they are organizing several programs, and this was one of the programs which was given us by NALSA, and there were many topics which were suggested by NALSA, and today one of the topic, and Advocate Regita Rajan, within a short span of time, she agreed to be a speaker for today's function. So I request Advocate Ms. Regita Rajan to kindly deliver the talk on laws for women. This will be the general topic, and I request all the staff of Bal Bhavan to kindly listen to this, because this is something more relevant and important for everyone. You can come up on stage, or else you can use the cordless mic.
What's the movie? Who is gone? Are you gone?
Yeah, it's come. Oh, no, it's come. Come. Come here.
Come.
Come here.
Please come.
Come here.
Good evening, respected dignitaries and all the respected officers gathered here. I take this as an opportunity to thank AILU for having invited us to be a part of this celebration. And we're really grateful for giving us this opportunity to talk a little bit about laws related to women. Now, our country is always been known to have goddesses and always, when it came to even worship, we've always worshipped ladies in the form of goddesses. And even our laws, when it comes to our legislations, even there has been a space where they have considered that the safety and to safeguard the modesty of women is also an important aspect that needs to be considered by a country. And so we have a lot of beneficial, I would say just not beneficial, I would also say beneficial social legislations to curb certain practices which are evil and which actually hampers the safety of women in our country. So let me just talk about few legislations. Like one of the legislation which was enacted was the prohibition of child marriage, which was very much important at one phase in our country where child marriage was common. And that particular act actually abolished that system to a great extent. I don't say it is not practiced, it is still practiced at the remote places. But to a great extent, there is awareness and that practice has been stopped to a great extent. That is one of the legislation. Subsequently, we had the Dowry Prohibition Act. Luckily in Goa, we don't hear much about dowry, but there are certain states in our country where dowry is something that's very common when it comes to the solemnization of marriage or when it comes to marriage. And many a times it's just not about the lady who succumbs to the situations that occurs due to a marriage wherein there is a constant harassment to the girl for not giving a particular dowry that is being demanded. It's just not the lady, but even the entire family undergoes a tremendous pressure. So, in order to curb this kind of a practice, which is not a very, I would say, an even practice, by which the lady always suffers a lot at the hands of the in-laws because of the demand of dowry. Even there has been an act that has been enacted to stop this practice. But we all know that even today it happens. And now we don't say we need dowry, we say whatever you feel like giving for your daughter, you may give. That is a subtle way of giving dowry. The third legislation I would just talk about is the Domestic Violence Act. Now, this is a legislation that helps those ladies who are, who has been subjected to domestic violence in a marriage, especially the vulnerable ladies who don't have an economic independence. I would say when you don't have economic independence, many a times you don't have an opinion, you don't have a say in matters, you are dependent. And that at times can cause a lot of issues. And at times, not only because of economic independence, also when I would just narrate to something that happened yesterday when I met a lady. She had one daughter, and she had gone to the hospital, and she said, हमें अभी लड़की नहीं चाहिए, अभी दूसरा बच्चा तो लड़का ही चाहिए. I said, why do you want a son? नहीं, हमारे गांव में वो प्रथा है, एक बेटी होने के बाद एक बेटा होना ही चाहिए, नहीं तो बच्ची का बाल का मुंडन नहीं होगा. Something they want me to cut the hair. This is what she told me. I really didn't understand the logic behind it. And I asked that girl, how old is she? She's just 23 years old and having a girl child, who should be around 1.5-year-old. So even at this point of time, having a son is an important thing, especially in certain parts of India. So even for that, if they are not able to give a male child, that also can be a reason for harassment or domestic violence. Sometimes if a man is alcoholic, that also can cause some domestic violence to a lady. Economic, that I've already discussed. And under Domestic Violence Act, there are different kind of orders that has been granted, like custody orders, protection orders, then residence orders. Like protection, sometimes the husband can harass, not only at home, can also come and create humiliation for women at the workplace. So then she can ask for protection orders so that she's not harassed at her workplace. Then we have one more thing, one more legislation which was considered, it was very important, especially because now we have women also who is an important workforce. It is called as POSH Act. It is the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, that is Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. Because they consider any kind of a harassment at the workplace is like a violation of her fundamental right under Article 14, 15, 19 and 21. And they felt that she should be allowed to work with dignity, and considering that the self-respect, self-worth is very much important for a woman. Then apart from that, there has been some other legislations like Maternity Benefit Act, wherein a woman has given a few months, kind of a leave to look after the child so that she can maintain a good bond with the child. That has been taken care of. In the corporate sector, there are some companies who even have a creche, so that the mother and the child does not be separated, especially during the formative years when the mother is building a bond with the child. Then we have Equal Remuneration Act, wherein a woman and a man should be, for the same job, there should not be a discrimination when it comes to pay. That was another act. Then apart from that, free legal aid, as Advocate Harsha has already discussed about NALSA, even under that, under the Legal Services Authority Act, a woman is entitled to get free legal aid, irrespective of her financial status. She is being granted free legal aid services. Then apart from that, we have something that's been common of late, though it's not so common in Goa, is the acid attack. There is punishment under IPC also, and they've come up with victim compensation scheme. I believe there is something at the center as well as at the state, wherein they can be compensated for that attack, especially to the survivors. Then, like stalking, voyeurism, all those things are punishable under IPC. Then even under Section 67 of the IT Act, disseminating some kind of a pictures which is not good about a lady, even that is punishable. It's considered not correct to who publishes or transmits or attempts to publish any content or material which is lascivious or appeals to the interest of certain individuals. So even that is considered, especially when without consent. I mean, when a person is not even knowing about it and someone doesn't, and it kind of impacts that person's life and affects or harms that particular person. Yeah, I think I've spoken about a couple of legislations. I think I will sum it up. She's giving me the permission to continue for another 5 minutes. Apart from that, especially in Goa, I'll just touch up a little bit on Goa because there are senior lawyers also present here, and I'm sure if I'm making a mistake, please do correct me. We have the Uniform Civil Code, whereby here, when it comes to marriage, there is always a communion of assets. So you cannot alienate another spouse from the assets. She has every right to that. That is one thing. Apart from that, yes, one more important thing is maintenance. Especially when a spouse has been divorced, she's entitled to maintenance, especially with regard to certain necessities that is required in life. So that provision is there under section 125 of CRPC. Then when it comes to marriage in Goa, you can actually either go for an annulment or divorce. The marriage can be dissolved either by annulment or by divorce. For annulment, you have to show that there is a coercion or mistake. But divorce, there are certain grounds. If those grounds are there, then definitely you can't dissolve the marriage. And any children that has been, children who are born out of the null and avoid marriage, they are considered to be illegitimate children. I would sum up, I think, thank you so much for your patient hearing. But I would sum it up saying that I think when it comes to a self-worth, no one can degrade it without our consent. And when it comes to self-respect and self-worth, I think we have to be strong enough to say when we don't want something or when we don't like something being done to us, you should be assertive enough to say no, to protect your own dignity and to maintain your self-respect. And at the same time, I would say when a woman is born, she has her own strength. And we are not talking here about being inferior or superior. We are just only talking about being given an equal treatment. Keep us on the same level. Neither inferior, neither superior. The counterpart, that is the male members, they complement us. They have their own strength. We have our own strength. And both the counterparts are required to have a very good society. And it's very important and to a very great extent, we cannot deny their role. Today, if you see some of the ladies who have reached greater heights, there has been a father figure who's had a very progressive thought and has created a very safe environment for her daughter to spread her wings and fly to reach her dream. That also cannot be denied. Because they felt that they should be given that kind of an environment, support to reach that heights. So we have good men also who has been supportive and have protected us at various points of our life, either as a father figure, as a brother, as a friend, as a husband, or as a colleague, or as a senior. So we cannot deny, though there are a lot of atrocities happening to the women, at the same time, parallelly you see another world where there are men who are also supporting women towards reaching certain heights in life. So yes, there are bad. We have to try and make sure that we remove such things by creating the awareness, by having a more progressive thought process. But at the same time, we have to also appreciate for making this world so beautiful for us by certain male members in our family and of course at our workplace too. Thank you so much. I wish everybody a happy International Women's Day. I know it's already 8th and today is 10th, but I believe that it's been extended for a week. So thank you so much and have a great week.
थँक यू ॲडव्होकेट रजिता राजन. सगळ्यांना सांगू सोदता की हो जो आमचो वुमन्स डे आमी जो सेलिब्रेट करता 8 मार्च सुरू जाता आणि आमी एक वीक म्हळ्यार 8 ते 14 मार्च पर्यंत हो साजरो करता. आणि आज आमकां ही संद मेळिल्ली आसा की हो खाशेले म्हळ्यार तुमकां बांदभवन एंटायर स्टाफ टीम टीचर्स तुमच्या मदीं आमकां येवपाची एक संद मेळिल्ली आशिल्ली आणि आज आमी तो तुमच्या खातीर हो दीस आमी साजरो करता. मॅडमीन खूब म्हणजे सगळे कायदे जे आसा आनी आमचे खूब कायदे आसा कळ्ळी, पण मॅडमीन थोडक्यात सांगले हे कायदे अर्दवरान किंवा एका वरान जाणून घेवपाचे अशें ना कळ्ळी. फक्त एक थोडक्यात तुमकां सांगले डावरी बद्दल मॅरेजीस बद्दल मेंटेनन्सा बद्दल एसिड अटॅक बद्दल किंवा जे स्पेशली प्रॉपर्टी आसा ताच्या बद्दल हे जे खूब अशे कायदे आसा किंवा रेम्युनरेशन हांच्या खातीर जे कायदे आसा खास करून बायलांक दादल्यांक सगळ्यांक हे कायदे लागू जाता. आणि अशें म्हणटा की इक्वल पे फॉर म्हणजे तुमकां इवन लॉ जे आसा पळय सगळे लॉज जे आसा सगळ्यांक इक्वल आसा. सो मॅडम खरेंच तुमकां देव बरें करूं म्हणटा. नाव आय रिक्वेस्ट ॲडव्होकेट president of all lawyers union advocate Victor Braganza to kindly come up on stage and kindly address or just in few words to highlight about all India lawyers union.
Good evening, friends. Greetings on this occasion, slightly belated, but International Women's Day. All India Lawyers Union is the biggest association of lawyers, law teachers and law students in India. And it is a registered under Societies Act in Delhi, and it has units in almost all the states of India. In states like Kerala, for example, it is has a very high membership, and some other states also. And here in Goa, we started just a few years back, and we have managed to organize some programs and take up lawyers' issues since then. This women's issues is an issue close to our hearts at All India Lawyers Union, and all our units have women's subcommittees as well to focus on issues pertaining to women. And here also under the leadership of, we don't have a formal women's subcommittee, but our treasurer is there, Advocate Harsha, who is doing a wonderful job. And in the days to come, this is one of the aspects where we wish to work on as lawyers, law students and law teachers. Without repeating what has already been spoken, 3-4 issues come to mind regarding Goa. One issue regarding as far as inventory proceedings is concerned, where the male is to get preference over female in the matter of appointment as the head of the family. That issue, thankfully, has been resolved, and in the new act which came into force end of 2016, that discrimination was removed, and now whether it is a male or female, there is parity. That is one good thing. There are some other issues which occasionally come up, like for example, married woman does not get right under Munkar Act. Now, some people justify this. Some people, find that this is a injustice. Why should a daughter who happens to get married be deprived of the rights? So this is an issue worth taking up and discussing, and then hopefully as time goes by, the government also will see, after seeing both sides of the issue, come to some decision. There are other issues, like for example, in the Comunidad system, code of Comunidades, patriarchy is well entrenched, and only the male heirs or descendants or sons get right to as far as Gaukarship is concerned. Like for example, my brother, in my family we are 7 of us, 3 sisters and 4 brothers. 4 brothers became Gaonkars of the Comunidad, or components of the particular Comunidad where we are from, my ancestors came from, and my sisters have been deprived of the right. Isn't it injustice? One of my brothers happens to have 3 daughters. These daughters do not get opportunity to be components of the Comunidad. So these are small issues, but actually they are very big issues. We are taking up the issues of equality before law. So all these issues, there will be resistance, no doubt. To smash patriarchy is not so easy, because the system is been going on for hundreds of years. But somewhere, someone has to open their mouths and hope that these things can change. There is nothing that cannot change. Sati has been stopped. Child marriage laws have come into force, etc. Many things, reforms have taken place. So these things also, mindsets have to change. And these are issues where, unlike advocates associations, which are statutory bodies, where they are restricted perhaps to a limited number of issues which they can take up. Organizations like All India Lawyers Unions, we have that much freedom, we can take up all these issues. Apart from various other social injustices which we may see in society, we can take up all these issues. And this is a wonderful opportunity to work with everybody. And I am happy today to see the collaboration and the cooperation between 2-3 organizations. One is National Legal Services Authority. Bal Bhavan Goa also has cooperated so wonderfully, and when we join together, many things can happen. And having a seminar on these particular issues and all that, getting people who have gone in deep, in depth on these issues, and will provoke thinking which is required, and change should come and should be demanded, sooner the better. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Advocate Victor, for highlighting the importance of ILU. Now, I request the Director of Bal Bhavan, Shri Dayanand Savdekar. तुम्ही आज सगळ्यांना मेजॉरिटी आम्ही बायलां आसा, सो हांव तुमचे लागीं मागता की आज तुम्ही सगळ्या बायलांक एक बरी मेसेज आनी खाशेल्या ह्या दिसा दिवपाची गरज ना, म्हणून सगळ्यांक तुम्ही आज एड्रेस करचे अशी हांव मागणी करता.
सगळी जण आयज हांगासर एसेंबल जाल्ले आसात वुमन्स डे सेलिब्रेट करपाक. आमच्या मदीं प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ कंज्युमर इंटरेस्ट फोरम मिसेस नायक, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ ऑल इंडिया लॉयर्स युनियनचे आसात मिसेस राजन, अदर लॉयर्स आणि म्हज्या बाल भावन परिवाराचे मेंबर्स. पयले सुवातेन हांव तुमकां हॅपी वुमन्स डे म्हणटात. हो दीस आमी कालूय सेलिब्रेट केलो बाल भवनात. आमच्या परिवारांतल्या मनशा खातीर आयज ह्या दिसाचें सेलिब्रेशन घेवन ऑल इंडिया लॉयर्स असोसिएशनचे मेंबर्स, नॅशनल लिगल सर्वीस ऑथॉरिटी आयिल्ले आसात. बायलां म्हटले की दोन गजाली याद जातात. एक म्हणजे ती म्हजी आवय आसतात, ती माझी भयण आसतात आनी ती माझी बायल आसतात. त्याच बरोबर ती म्हजी चली आसतात. हो जो एक सुंदर असो संगम जेच्यान मेळटा ती म्हणजे स्त्री, जी स्वतासाठी न दिसता आपल्या कुटुंबात, आपल्या सोसायटीत सगळ्याकडे ऍडजस्टमेंट करून पुढे सरतात. अशी ही स्त्री सासवण कितली दुःखां जरी असली जाय स्वतः त्या दुसऱ्याच्या दुःखान सहभागी जावपी, दुसऱ्याच्या दुःखाचे अश्रू व्हांवोवपी अशी स्त्री. आणि वर्सान एकदा हो दीस इंटरनॅशनल लेवलाचेर सेलिब्रेट करपाक सगळे कडेन अश्यो हे प्रोग्राम जातात. खरोखरच हांव म्हाका भाग्यवान समजता, जिच्यामुळे म्हाका जल्म गावलो, जिच्यामुळे हांव त्या डेमोक्रेसीन लोकशायेन शिक्षण मेळोवंक शकलो. की पयलो गुरू हो म्हजी आई. प्रत्येक स्त्री ही भुरग्याची पयलो गुरू आसतात, फर्स्ट टिचर. आनी टिचर्सून जे गावताच आचार विचार, बरी वर्तवणूक कशी करची, तिजो जो डोस पालकडू जो दिता ती म्हणजे स्वताची आवय. स्वताची देशूय ही भूमी सुद्दां आमची आवय आसा. ह्या भुमीचें रक्षण करपाक जाय. भूमी म्हणजे जमीन. लोकशाही टू द पीपल, फॉर द पीपल, ऑफ द पीपल जे म्हणटात ती लोकशाहीची तत्वां प्रत्यक्षात जिवीत दवरपी अशी स्त्री. म्हणजे बालभवनात म्हजे कडेन मॅक्झिमम वुमन्स आसात. म्हणजे फॅमिली मेंबर्स आय ऑलवेज कन्सिडर्स देम. तांकां हांव सगळेच म्हणजे फॅमिली मेंबर्स म्हणजे म्हाजो परिवार. इन बालभवन देर इज नो रिलेशन एज एम्प्लॉयर एंड एम्प्लॉईज. नो वन इज सुपेरियर. एवरीवन इज एट इक्वल एट पार. आणि त्या तत्वाचेर बालभवनाचे जे कॉन्सेप्ट चलतात, एवरीवन कॉपरेट विथ इच अदर. कोणाकूच एकामेका बद्दल हेवो म्हणजे लोक द्वेष नासतात. अशें हांव सांगूंक सोदतां सगळ्या बायलांक अशीच रावत देशाची प्रगती जर फुडें जावपाक जाय बरे भाशेन तुमचो रोल इम्पॉर्टंट आसा. आयज टिचींग क्षेत्र जर घेशात जाल्यार मॅक्झिमम लेडीज आसात. म्हणजे जर स्कूल एज्युकेशनचेर जर बारीक जर आडोस घेतलो जायत गोंयचो जाल्यार टिचींग क्षेत्रांत चडशे वुमन्स आसात. वुमन्स चड आसात ते 80% एबाव कुठल्यान जातात वुमन्स आसात. आनी बरो भुरग्यांक एक मार्ग दाखयतात. बाकीचो एम्प्लॉईज जर म्हणत जाल्यारूय म्हजी 52 सेंटर्स घेयात प्लस म्हजे मेन बालभवन घेयात जाल्यार मॅक्झिमम वुमन्स आसात. बऱ्यान तरेन प्रत्येक क्षेत्रांत आपलो ठसो मोडलेलो आसात. गोंयचे म्हजे बालभवनाचे जे चेअरमॅन आसात सुरवाती पासून एक्सेप्शन आता IAS ऑफिसर सेक्रेटरी ऑफ एज्युकेशन बिकम्स चेअरमॅन, त्याच्या नंतर आता संकल्प मोडकर आमदार ते चेअरमॅनचे आसात. पण त्याच्या पयलींचे सगळ्यो लेडीजूच आसल्यो. बरें कार्य केलें आनी बरें कार्य करतात. आनी ह्या दिसा हांव सांगूंक सोदतां अशेंच कार्य करीत फुडें रावत. यू हॅव अ ब्रायट फ्युचर. There is no superiority and inferiority complex. There are lot of laws in support of the women. पण तेजो उपयोग गोंयांत करचो पडनाच. पण हांवूय लॉ स्टुडंट. तेजो उपयोग गोंयांत करचो पडना चड कारण हांगासर एक कॉर्डियल रिलेशन्स आसात. वुमन आनी मॅन बायल आनी गर्ल सुद्दां चडश्यो डिस्प्यूट्स जायनात. वर्कफोर्साचेर सुद्दां इवन दो वी हॅव सेक्शुअल हॅरेसमेंट कमिटीज एज अ लीगल ऑफिसर डेप्युटी लीगल ऑफ एज्युकेशन डिपार्टमेंट फॉर लास्ट मोर दॅन 13 years. थंय म्हाका चड कंप्लेन अश्यो गावनात. त्यामुळे म्हाका तरी दिसता वी आर सेफ इन गोवा. आमी सगळीं सेफ आसात. लेडीज प्ले द इम्पॉर्टंट रोल. असोच रोल प्ले करीत चलात. हर्षान आतांच सांगलां. हर्षान आय नोज हर फॉर लास्ट 12 years. Maybe in the Human Rights Commission for argument, also State Information Commission. Dashing lady. खंय भिवपी न्हू आनी आपलें कार्य स्त्रीसाठी फुडें व्हरता झडटा तें पळोवन खरोखरच बरें दिसतात. अशेंच फुडें सरत जेन्ना तुमकां ऑल इंडिया लॉयर्स युनियन लीगल सर्वीस देखून एक प्रोग्राम आमचे कडेन हाच्यान पयलीं जाल्लो एंड वी आर एश्युअर्ड दॅट जेन्ना आमची गरज पडटली बालभवनाची तेन्ना आमी तुमच्या बरोबर आसतले. awareness programs, any programs, if you are interested to do in our auditorium, you are welcome. Last but not least, be united. Family म्हटले की सगळ्याकडे ती सासू असो ती सून असो तेंचे कडेन रिलेशन बरें दवरपाक जाय. सगळ्यांक बरें करपाक जाय. आईची सून फुडें सासू जातली, मदर इन लॉ जातली. तो दृश्टिकोन दवरून तांकां बरी वागणूक दियात. तेंचे समजून घेयात. कारण एज जशें जशें वाडटा तशी तशी तकली मातशी तापट जाता तेन्ना तेंचेर तापो नाकात. कारण तुमचोय फुडलो टर्न आसा सासू जावपाचोच म्हणून ते बरे रावात. सगळे फॅमिली बरो आपली इमेज तयार करात. एट लास्ट आमकां वयपाक जाय. आमी वयतले संवसार सोडून पण आमच्यो यादी फाटल्यान उरपाक जाय आनी त्यो उरपा खातीर जे जे करचे पडटले बरें कार्य ते आमकां करचे पडटलेच. थँक्यू.
व्हेरी गुड सावडेकर. तुझी ही प्रोत्साहनाची उतरां आपुलकीची उतरां आमच्या हर एका काळजान उरतलीच आणि तुमचो सपोर्ट आमकां जायच. आमचो सपोर्ट तुमकां केन्ना तरी लागतलोच आनी यू पीपल आर मोस्ट वेलकम. कारण म्हजे आनी बालभवनचें नातें खूब लागींचें आसा, खूब वर्सांचें आसा. तर हांव बाकीचे जे कोणाक एडवोकेट्स आसा तांच्या लागीं मागता की केन्नाय गरज पडली बालभवनाक कसले लिगल एडवायस लिगल ओपिनियन दिवपाचें जाल्यार अवश्य आमी तांकां म्हणजे केन्नाय तांच्यांनी आमचे कडेन कॉन्टेक्ट करचो आनी तशेंच फ्री लिगल एड जसो हांव सांगता ह्या बायलां खातीर जी फ्री लिगल एड सुविधा जी आसा ती फ्री म्हळ्यार फुकट हांगा एडवोकेट्सांक जशें आमी प्रायवेट एडवोकेट्सांक एंगेज करता आनी फीज पे करता तशें हांगा ना तुमच्या बायलेक समज खंय समज केस घालपाक जाय किंवा ताचेर कोणें केस घाली जाल्यार ही फ्री लिगल एड सुविधा तुमी अवश्य तुमी म्हाका दिसता ताचो पुरेपूर लाभ करून घेवचो आमचे आल्तीन हांगा ऑफीस आसा तशेंच आमचे ट्युरिस्ट पेन्जिम रेजिडेन्सी म्हळ्यार जे पयलींचो आमचो कोर्ट आशिल्लो कॅजुरीच्या ओपोजीट थंय एक आमचें एक ऑफीस आसा तशेंच सेक्रेटेरिएट हायकोर्ट पर्वरी थंय आमचे जर तुमकां हायकोर्टात सुद्दां वचपाची जर गरज आसा ह्यो सुविधा खास बायलां खातीर ह्यो केल्ल्यो आसा सो ताचेर तुमी एक बरो एक लाभ करून घेवचो अशें हांव मागतां तर आतां वेळ जाला म्हाका दिसता आमचे सगळे जाणां वाजिल्ले आसतले न्ही एक स्मायल दिया कारण आमच्या आतां मुखार अशी एक स्मायलींग फेस येता म्हाका तिका फर्स्टूच जेन्ना हांवें पळयलें तेन्ना इट वॉज फिलींग म्हणजे एक म्हजीच कोण तरी लागता काय अशें एक फिलींग येतालें आज पर्यंत तेंच फिलींग आसा मॅडम तें फिलींग वचचें ना सो लेट्स वेलकम आवर स्पेशल इन्वायटी फॉर टुडेज फंक्शन Madam Bella Naik. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to this wonderful, charming lady. Madam कारण तिने शॉर्ट स्पॅन ऑफ टायम हांवें इन्वायट केल्यार तिणें नांव म्हाका म्हणूं ना सो ही एक खंय तरी आपुलकीची म्हाका फिलींग जाणवलें मॅडम प्लीज
Thank you, Harsha. I don't know whether I really deserve this, but thanks a lot. Good evening, everybody. Respected dignitaries, the respected lawyers, my members, the staff, and all dear ones, my friends who have gathered here. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank all India Lawyers Union Goa unit, more especially Harsha, who approached me, and Goa State District Legal Services Authority for giving me this opportunity to do the honors. I am really extremely thankful. I consider this honor and the opportunity given to me as the honor and the felicitation of all the women folk who have gathered here, and they have been sitting here since 4 o'clock. Thanks to you all. I consider it as even a felicitation of each one of you who is present here. Now, I will not talk much on any of the laws or rules that has already been delivered by Advocate Rajita and Advocate Braganza, who have given in detail various laws and rules relating to women. So I will not go into that. I will just give my general talk on International Women's. That's our day. 8th March has been celebrated as International Women's Day all over the world. I think my personal view is that it must have been celebrated because of to give a chance for the women for their upliftment in so-called male's world. I feel because today you see even the history has seen that you take any field, there will be no field which has been left untouched by the ladies. You see, India has seen great scientists, inventors, pilots, advocates, lawyers, then any field, doctors, where we have the best set of women folk. But in spite of that, I feel sometimes that moment a girl is born in the family, mostly, it is not 100%. Everybody wants a boy, and the moment there is a girl, there is little happiness. When Zora Zara, they are happy. I think this mindset should go from the minds of the people. For that, I think little awareness must be made, and this awareness should be made more in remote places, villages, where there is a lack of education, mostly in the women folk area. So they must be given some training on changing this mindset first. Because as far as Goa is concerned, I do not see that much. We are not that backward as far as the Goa is concerned. Secondly, I would like to say that we as ladies must sometimes pamper must love ourselves first. It is only when we love ourselves, we respect ourselves, the society will respect you. And at the same time, we should not, any lady for that matter, should not compare ourselves with other ladies or should not be competitive in nature. As the school children, we were in the habit of competing with each other. But as we grow and as we become professional, we become educated, I think we should stop somewhere this idea of competing with each other or comparison with the other women folk, because comparing with other will always give you depression and frustration. So I think every woman is great in her own self, and that is why this International Day is celebrated to empower their, to uplift their whatever they have achieved in life. Then further I would like to say that as a judge, when I was trying various session matters, to all the matters I was not affected by anything. But when the matters came, offences relating to women, I was feeling sad that still in India, we say there are offences against women by men or something. But I have handled the cases where even woman is responsible. Now take a case of dowry. I had in many courts where along with the father-in-law, there is mother-in-law, there is sister-in-law. So who is responsible? Even woman is becoming enemy of a woman. So this mindset has to be removed. And then only I think we can really say that we are free from all the atrocities against the woman. This feeling, this mindset must be given way to, according to me. And lastly, I say that for the better upliftment and for the better future of our girls who are coming up, let us encourage every woman, so that today's girls are the futures of tomorrow. So let us give them proper education. Mindset should be proper. We give them proper education, and then only we can celebrate Women's Day more better. Thank you. Thank you, Arsha.
Thank you, madam. Actually, मॅडम म्हाका दिसता सगळ्या ज्युडिक्शन वावरूंक आयिल्ली आसा, जावं ते मडगांव, साऊथ गोवा, नॉर्थ गोवा, आनी आज इवन लेबर कोर्ट सुद्दां. आनी आज मॅडम आमच्या कंज्युमर फोरम ह्या ऑथॉरिटी कडेन ती वावुरता. आनी म्हाका दिसता अश्यो खूब केसीस ज्यो कंज्युमर केसीस येता बरे तरेन. आनी इवन रिसेंटली आमी मिडिएशन सेल जो स्थापन केला, गोंय सरकारान मिडिएशन सेल जो स्थापन केला. इवन मॅडम म्हाका दिसता खूब जाणांनी ताका इंटरव्यू दिल्ली किंवा सिलेक्ट जाल्या. हे मिडिएशन सेल जे कंज्युमर फोरम किंवा स्टेट कमिशनान जे चालू आसा ते खास करून केसीस, कंज्युमर केसीस ज्यो येता त्यो बरे तरेन सॉल्व करपाचो जो प्रयत्न आमचो आसा तो म्हाका दिसता एक बरो एक फुडाकार असो आमी घेतिल्लो आसा. तर आनी मॅडमीच्या सपोर्टान तर म्हाका दिसता खूब कशें, कारण जेन्ना आमी मिडिएशन म्हणटा द मेन थिंग इज लायक रॅपो बिल्डिंग किंवा कम्युनिकेशन स्कील किंवा क्लायंटा कडेन आनी एडवोकेटांनी किंवा आनी जजांनी हांचे कशें कम्युनिकेशन स्कील जे बरे तरेन जर आमचें जाता जाल्यार तें मिडिएशन सक्सेसफूल जाता. मॅडम खरेंच देव बरें करूं तुमकां. तशेंच आमचे मदीं आयिल्ले आसा आज एडवोकेट गौरव जे लेगीत मेंबर आसा आमचे नॉर्थ गोवा डिस्ट्रिक्ट रिड्रेसल फोरमाचे. हांव मागता एडवोकेट जतीन हांचे लागीं की एडवोकेट गौरव हांकां फूल पेटोवन तांचें स्वागत करचें. दोन बायलां मदीं एक दादलो आसा आमच्या कंज्युमर फोरमाक. थँक्यू सर, थँक्यू फॉर मीटिंग. सो आतां वेळ जाला. अशेंच आमचो मेन जो प्रोग्राम आसा तो सोंपीत आयिल्लो आसा, पूण हो प्रोग्राम सोंपोवच्या आदीं सगळ्यां कडेन मागता की तांच्यांनी लिगल सर्विसीस ऑथॉरिटी हांच्यांनी तुमकां एक स्नॅक्स हाचे प्रोविजन केल्लें आसा ते न विसरता घेवन वचपाचें. आनी एक फुलाचें एक मोगाळ एक प्रतीक तें फूल न विसरता घेवन वचपाचें. फक्त यादी की आज बालभवन ह्या वाठारांत आमी सगळ्यांनी हो वुमन्स डे साजरो केलो. ताचे पयलीं हांव मागतां बाय गीत गंधा गाड हांचे लागीं ते बालभवनचे म्हाका दिसता टिचर जावन आसा ताचे लागीं मागता की ताणें आयची जो आमचो सुवाळो जो हांगा इंटरनॅशनल वुमन्स डे वुमन्स वीक जो आमी मनयता ताणें आयच्या कार्यक्रमाची सांगता एक सुंदरशा गितान करची आनी उपरांत आमचे वोट ऑफ थँक्स प्रपोज जातले आनी मागीर एक जॉयंट फोटो सगळ्यांचो एक जॉयंट फोटो आमकां जाय. कोणेच भायर वचपाचें ना, एक भेटवस्तू घेवन वचपाक जाय. तर मागता गीत हांचे लागीं अशें म्हणटा की हिरो जर आमकां मेळना इट इज सॅड लायफ. आय कूड नॉट फायंड अ हिरो इन माय लायफ, सो आय थॉट वाय नॉट टू बिकम ओन हिरो लायक, सो आय बिकेम वन. तर ही एक जर आमी भावना जर आमच्या स्वताचे मनात दवरली न्ही तर म्हाका दिसता सगळे ऑब्स्टेकल्स सगळे जे आमचे वाठारांत जे कितें बायलां खातीर हो एक आमचो एक टेस्ट अशी आमी एक मानपाक जाय. हर एका दिसा आमकां एक संद मेळटा बरें करपाची किंवा प्रॉब्लम्स येता जाल्यार ती कशें टॅकल करपाची. आनी सगळ्या बायलांक एक अपील करता की प्रॉब्लम्स येता म्हणून वायट करपाचें ना किंवा बेजार जावपाचें ना. अशें धरा की तुमकांच प्रॉब्लम दिता कित्याक तुमी स्ट्रॉंग इनफ आसा ते टॅकल करपाक. सो देवान हे तुमकां एक प्रॉब्लम्स किंवा ऑब्स्टेकल्स हाडटा किंवा दिता बायलांक कित्याक तांचे कडेन चड शक्ती आसा हे सगळे फेस करपाचें. सो नेवर एवर फील लायक डिप्रेस्ड ऑर स्ट्रेस्ड. सो ही एक भावना जर आमी दवरतली जाल्यार आमकां सगळें म्हाका दिसता आमी बरे तरेन टॅकल करपाचें. तर ही तुजो टायम आमी थोडो घेतलो. ओके डन. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट.